What's up, my people? I'm Jack, and this is Raw Tropical Living. Thanks for joining me today. I hope you're all getting the same spectacular spring day that I am. I'm looking out my front window right now, and there is not a cloud in the sky. Now, it could be just a degree or two warmer during the day. I like it at night. It's about 68 degrees and the wind's blowing, so it's not exactly take your shirt off and be in the backyard weather, but absolutely gorgeous. Feels great outside, and yeah, I don't know where today's gone. I've had a good day and not quite sure what I did or where it went. But anyhow, today I want to talk about how to handle anxiety using mindfulness. Guys, I do videos every day, so if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please go down and hit that subscribe button right now. Then click on the little bell and check send notifications so you'll stay subscribed to the channel. I had this talk planned earlier in the week, and I didn't have a reading planned. I had had some notes and I knew kind of what I wanted to say about it, what I wanted to share from my perspective. But you know what I've learned? Just this morning, I started playing on Google a little bit, and I said, well, let's do a few searches and let's see if there's a good reading that'll come up. Because I'm happy that people seem to like these readings. So let me do the reading first, and then I will talk, a little bit on the personal aspect of it and my take. Now this is from, interesting, I'll try to remember, do my best to put the link down below, but I'll say it slowly right now so you can go to it. No, you probably wouldn't be able to find the article. It's called Hindu, as in the religion, Hindu, website.com. But this is actually, the title of the article is The Zen Art of Seeing Things as They Are. And this is by Jairam V. Like I say, I'll put it in the link below. A Zen master, Dojin Zenji, returned to his homeland, Japan, after spending several years in a monastery, practicing meditation under a Zen master. Someone asked what he learned from his practice. The Zen master replied with a serene face, I have learned that my eyebrows are horizontal and my nose is vertical. Those who heard this answer were surprised by his response. What is new in that? Everybody knows that, they exclaimed with a bit of disappointment and left. The Zen master was speaking the truth. He admitted to the simple fact that after years of practice, he learned to return to reality and see things clearly as they were. He confessed to everyone that he removed himself from the processes of perception and understanding by emptying his mind so that he could see the truth as it is. Those whose minds are filled with fear, anxieties, desires, and expectations find it hard to understand. They cannot see the truth because they are not ready for it. They do not understand it because they have become comfortable with the illusions that have become integral to their personalities. Most of us take things for granted. We go through the motions of life as if we know everything about it already and as if we have already gone through it. We hardly see. We hardly pay attention. We rarely stay with the moment. We are stuck somewhere either in the past or in the future with some notion, fear, fantasy, idea, or illusion. We do not see things as they are, but according to our mental states. Our judging, calculating, and measuring minds come in the way of our seeing and knowing. Our thinking stands in between ourselves and the reality around us. Our perceptions, conclusions, knowledge, and the so-called wisdom we acquire through analysis and conditioning may give us the satisfaction that we have achieved some erudition or intellectual superiority, but in truth we remain as ignorant as ever because we have not learned to open ourselves to the beauty and truth that surrounds us. Through practice, the Zen master learned to see the truth as it was, in a simple and straightforward way. The complexity of life is an illusion we want to believe to justify whatever desires and ambition we entertain. The world's profound wisdom is hidden in the simple truths of life. Most of us go past it because we are preoccupied with our memories, feelings, beliefs, fears, anxieties, and expectations. Our knowledge is an accumulation of memory. It is not rooted in the present. It is not based on the perception that is unadulterated by the conditioning beliefs, authority, faith, and comparison to which we are usually subject. We cannot go beyond it because we depend upon memory and authority and are reluctant to deviate from the paths our minds choose to translate our wisdom, our vision. If we want to see truth as it is and return to the simplicity and purity of our perception, knowledge, and understanding, we need to remain in the present, stop our interfering mind from their machinations, and practice the art of pure observation that is not clouded by our judgment, preconceived notions, fears, anxieties, and expectations. We have to return to the source with which we have lost contact eons ago. Good talk, good read there, good read. And even though they were talking from a Zen story and had not one word of mindfulness, I took the mindfulness out of there because that is the crux of my mindfulness practice, is the present moment. It's all about the present moment. That's the only place we live. That's the only place we exist. That's the only place we can be sure of. I kind of got away from my formal mindfulness practice of meditating every day when I had this issue with my ribs. It got into my head, and meditating it always put me in touch with this. Although probably it would have been a good thing just to get in touch with that and just observe it without any, back and forth. But when I was dealing with that for about 5 months, that was a little difficult. So even from time to time now, I've had this happen at night before, in the middle of the night, or it happens during the day. And I've dealt with this a number of times over the past year where I'll have little bits of anxiety. And I don't let anything fester. I'm a big fan of taking care of something as soon as in other words, don't let the anxiety start once it just starts spinning and rolling, and it'll just increase and get out of control before you know it. So I try to, as soon as I'm feeling any anxiety, is the simplest of tools, which I mention all the time, is just going back to the breath. You don't have to meditate. You don't have to have a formal meditation practice. I used this 25 years ago. I used it 20 plus years ago when I was bartending, and I'd be flipping out because of idiots at my bar. And it just basically is all about just being aware of the breath. That's it. You're having a little anxiety, just wherever you are, you don't have to make a big deal. Go sit, whatever. Just close your eyes. Take a long, slow inhale, and as you're inhaling, there's nothing on. You're just be aware. You don't follow the breath. You don't try to do anything with the breath. You're just aware that I'm breathing in. I'm breathing in. When you breathe out, I'm breathing out. So all it is I'm breathing in, I'm breathing out. And in that moment, that is the crux of mindfulness right there. That is the only place there is. Now, if we break it down even more so than the day we're in to the particular breath, it's almost like slowing time down. I do that sometimes when I'm having any sort of I use that for a number of situations, not even just anxiety. Sometimes if I think, okay, well, I could make a mistake here. I need to be careful about what I say. I slow everything down. I go to the breath, and then through just a little bit of breathing, it usually settles it down. There's also a physical aspect of that too, and I'm not going to try to get into all the sciencey stuff. It's like, when you're aware of your breath like that, your breath just naturally starts to slow down. I'm not saying, okay, you try to take deep or slow breaths. Your breath slows down, and you just become calmer. I think it's your parasympathetic. I don't know that. Part of your nervous system, it definitely affects that, and it settles that. And I can feel it all the time because it's in the now. It's in the now. If we stay in the now, we're okay. Because most of the things, and that's what I have to remember, and I talked about this last week too, about giving gratitude. I do that as well, but that's part of it. So the breath, just starting to go through the list of everything I'm grateful of. But it's also about realizing that thing that I'm anxious about is I'm getting anxious. I'm taking myself out of my calm place over something in the future that hasn't even happened yet. In the future, that may not even happen. And in my particular case, in the future, that I've got enough time to control it, most of the things I'm thinking about. So I have to just kind of slow it down, breathe a little bit, and go through that scenario in my head, But it's a wonderful tool, and it's something you can take everywhere with you. You can do it in the car. You don't have to do anything special. You don't have to close your eyes. the breath, because you're always breathing. The breath is always there. And you can diffuse a lot of situations by that in out of breathing. Take 10 breaths. Next time you're super anxious, super angry, super scared, whatever, focus on taking 10 good inhales, 10 good outhales. You'll be surprised. You'll be surprised at what that'll do for you. But anyhow, these are just little tricks, little simple tricks that I practice, you know, in my day-to-day life, and they work. But like I say, let me go back one step, and then I'm going to finish here. It's very key to start using these things as soon as you're feeling the anxiety or as soon as you're worrying. I'll even go so far as to say the stress word. In my opinion, and this is nothing except from me, that it's like anxiety is a form of stress. It's just an earlier stage of it. In other words, there's anxiety, which isn't really full-on stress. It's not that bad, but if you let it get out of control, it turns into stress. So as soon as you start getting anxious about something, remember these techniques. Stay in the now, go to that breath. Anyhow, hope you guys enjoyed this one today. If you like it, please give me a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. And for anybody celebrating, happy Easter, happy Passover, happy 420. See you guys. Peace.